Welcome back, everyone, to episode 42 of the Three Dudes podcast. We got the original three dudes that started the show still on the show, remaining today for episode 42. Broden Wunderlich over here across from me. In the middle of us, Liam Owens, and me over here talking, Easton Bennett. Good to be back, guys. Good to be back for another episode.
Yeah. It has it been?
It's been a normal week.
Yeah. I was gonna,
Yeah.
That felt like it had been a while.
Yeah. Last week was a long week, but that's all right. Broden?
The weather's been awesome lately.
Yep.
Played some rounds of golf.
Yeah. Been going for walks.
No, I will never do that.
I did. I have.
I like it.
You can't pay
Not
me
bad.
to use my legs for
You just-
fun.
You just went and golfed.
It's different.
He's a driver. He's a cart guy, though.
Yep.
We walked last week.
Yeah, we were forced to.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was cold out. You don't want to ride when it's super cold.
I'm not opposed to walking.
I like walks. I've been trying to, I'm not going to run. I
Oh,
don't,
God,
unless
no.
someone's chasing me, but
Or there's an
I'll go on
alley
a walk.
cat.
Yeah. An alley, yeah.
Where'd you walk?
About 3.5 miles. So over
What
here on
the
the
hell?
walking path up to the bypass, around over by Jack Hoven on the dike, back
Mhm.
to 16th Street, back down by the lamp, back to my house. I've
Is that
done a couple
relaxing?
different. Yeah. You can think about a lot on walks. It's almost like
you
Liam
go by
hanging out in
yourself?
the rain. Went with
Yeah.
my sister once, went with Shayna once, went with myself a couple times. Yeah. I got a couple different paths I do. It's
Holy
almost
crap.
an-
You went on that many walks?
Yeah. Well, I figured I got to do some sort of exercise, and I'm not running. I got a jump rope I'm going to start doing.
Who's your ideal walking mate? If you could pick anybody from history or...
Oscar Pistorius.
Oh, man.
Who's that?
He's got no legs. He has legs.
He's a
They're fake legs.
Paralympian
Yeah.
and also a murderer.
He murdered his girlfriend.
Yeah, his fiance. He
Yeah.
just stabbed her.
Who would I want to walk with, really, is that, like,
Who, like somebody, you could conversate with and learn from.
Not a
Yeah.
fast walker, for
Yeah.
sure.
no.
I'd
Like
like
you-
to have a slow walking partner.
See, I try to get my pace up there. It's about 16
Brisk?
minutes a mile, 15, 16 minutes a mile.
Oh, you're timing it.
Well, I do my workout on my watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mainly I started doing this because I've been my friends have been challenging me to Apple Watch workouts, and it's like how many calories you burn a day, your steps, and your
Those are
stand
bad
hours.
friends.
They're good
Yeah.
friends because it's getting me out of the house. Got to get this Vegas body slimmed down, but Vegas,
You don't need to look good to win money at the craps table, Benny.
That's true. And Ultimate Hold'em. I've been watching a lot of Ultimate Hold'em videos lately. Man, I'm so
And
pumped.
that fishing game that your dad's been raving about.
Yep, I got some flamingo shorts today, swim trunks.
Stellar. Saw
Pretty
those.
exciting. Yeah. Well, what's been up with you guys? Anything new?
Not too much, honestly. Me and him went golfing the other week, and then this last week here, my dad came to visit in town, so we had a wedding the other night. Congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs. Jacob, Chandler and Steph. We had a good time.
Yeah, I was gonna say before you said their first names, I was like, "This is a first name, just Mr. and Mrs." Like Eric.
Mm-mm.
He's got two first names. Chandler's not much of a first name though. He's
don't
almost
think
got
so?
it like reversed. Jacob Chandler sounds more like a real name than Chandler Jacob.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
It's almost like he took the comma out. He's like, I'm Jacob Chandler. You know how they go
It
last
fits.
name, comma, first
Yeah.
name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Middle initial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bond. James Bond. Well, it's good. Let's get into this week's comments. Last week was a good episode. We had a lot of fun, a lot of
Oh,
tears.
man,
We got
that
some
was fun.
feedback that the Moonseum was a hit. So, yeah, we'll start doing that. We actually, before the show, we were talking about a new business venture called Bunsen Burgers. And Bunsen Burgers is a burger joint where everything's laboratory themed, and they cook all their food on Bunsen burners, and they wear lab coats, and all their drinks. Liam threw this idea in there. All their drinks, their soft drinks, are out of test tubes and Erlenmeyer flasks.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we can have Heisenberg guest appearance.
Could be huge. The menus are like a periodic table.
That would be good. That would be really good.
We're not fucking around
Good
at all.
tossing.
Yeah.
Great
I
toss.
was
Dude,
just
actually.
thinking about that now.
I think this would work in a new, like in a market that's open to new things. I don't know if it'd work in Minot if you started Bunsen Burgers here, but
No. In like Minneapolis, it would thrive.
yeah.
Yeah, you need more of that crowd.
What's the biggest science market, I wonder, that we could get it into?
You mean like
where
city?
where are
Or
all the scientists at? Because those are
any
the people
big
that
city?
eat it up.
I would think like
Boston seems like a place they do a lot of laboratory stuff.
the Ivy League area, the northeast part of the United
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Get around those schools,
Yeah.
around those colleges.
That'd be huge.
Maybe go in there, do some presentations.
The Hamptons. That's what I
Yep.
would think. The
We-
Hamptons would be a hit.
And we're going to do it. So we'll do the first rendition in the States, and the second rendition will be on our museum.
Yeah.
So
Just to make sure it'll take off
yeah, business
before we put it on the moon.
literally take off. Yeah, so that's our business idea of the week. But let's get into some comments this week. Got a couple comments. Again, leave. So we got 2 comments, and both of them revolve around topic ideas for future episodes. We appreciate that. So leave your comments of what you want to hear. And if you can see on the board, this week's topic is Japan, because we kind of talked about the Cold War last week. There were some ties to Japan. And I think countries are kind of fun. You can learn, there's so much, you can go in so many different routes.
Oh, yeah. There's history.
Yeah.
Yeah. History or culture, food,
Cuisine.
food.
Cuisine's more fun though, you know?
You like saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting into the untapped vocabulary.
We're tapping into the untapped right now.
We're also going to get a Museum piece of merch for you guys if you really dig it. So we got to do that. 1 piece of merch per episode. We had the Falk people, whatever, from the Salem Witch Trials. I can't remember their name.
The Falk?
It was like the Falkminsters or whatever their name was.
Oh.
Remember that one family?
Yeah.
God, I can't remember it. You'll have to find it on the notes.
Yeah.
Salem Witch Trial notes. But let's get into the comments this week. Andy Latch says, great podcast, men. I try and listen as often as possible. Keep up the great work. I think you guys should do an episode on the North Dakota State Fair. Would be fun. I think we should, we'll do that the week before the fair or the week of the fair. Because, the fair, it goes over a Tuesday.
It's got to.
Yeah.
It starts on like a Friday and goes to like the next Friday.
Friday to
Saturday,
Fridays,
maybe.
yeah. So, yeah, good suggestion, Andy. I wonder if his real name's Andrew. Andrew Latch?
Anderson.
Anderson Latch.
Last name, first names, you know?
Yeah. The Latchness, I fucked it up.
There
The
it
Latchness monster. Damn it. Wesley Jansen says, probably should do an 80s decade show. Lots of good things came from that decade, like your softball daddy. Plus, no one commented on last episode because there wasn't one. You let me down last week. Thought I lost you.
I think that's directed at you, Liam.
For what? I wasn't listening. I tuned out.
Thought I lost you. No episode last week. And your softball daddy came from the 80s.
Yeah. That's got to be at you, I think.
Why is it on me?
I think Wes is your softball dad.
He's our collective softball dad.
Yeah.
Right, but more years than ours.
He was
Who's
at the
your
wedding
dad?
last night, too.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he busting a move?
No, I think he left pretty early.
Oh. Wes
Good guy,
doesn't-
though.
Was Wes, you think Wes can bust a move?
Absolutely.
This is a Wes. Now Wes is really interested because we're talking specifically about him.
I've never seen a man more mobile at third base.
Yeah,
think
he'd get boogie with it.
he's probably got more hidden talents than you would like to think.
He's got a bag of tricks.
Yeah.
That's why they're hidden talents. You don't know they're there.
Yeah, but some people only have a couple or maybe none at all. But I think Wes
Yeah.
could probably secretly be good at everything.
Yeah. He strikes me as the kind of guy that, you remember the peacock feathers? You'd balance them on your finger. I bet he could do that for hours. You've never done that?
Can't remember. Maybe a few years ago I tried it.
Sorry.
I'm
all right.
oblivious to this.
I didn't even
Never,
know.
because peacock feathers they're pretty long.
Yeah, I'm
And
just kind of
so-
learning that now.
Well, that was a core memory for me growing up.
Did you have peacocks as pets?
Yeah.
No, I wish.
What does a peacock look like? Is it
It's like a
is it
turkey,
short
but
or
it's
tall?
colorful.
Yeah, it's a colorful,
Bigger
turkey.
than a turkey.
and their
Oh,
fans are huge.
Massive.
Yeah,
fans? They call them that.
yeah. All the tail feathers when they're spread, it's the fan.
Oh yeah, now I know because you did this.
Mhm.
Yeah, remember making the turkey in like elementary
And they
school?
had- yeah.
You'd trace your hand and
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Next time I get a peacock around me, I'll grab it and rip its stuff off and
Balance it on your finger.
yeah,
See
do a
how long
little
you can do it
balancing
for.
act. And then I'll be in the Cirque du Soleil after that. They're like, "What's your thing?
feathers.
Give me a peacock. I'll show you." All right. Yeah. Wes and Andy, thank you guys very much for throwing the podcast suggestions out there. We'll add it to our list.
I had
Um,
one of the listeners. I told him, I said, "Why don't you ever leave a comment?" And he goes, "I can't leave a comment on Spotify." And I said, "Have you ever heard of YouTube?" So go on YouTube and leave a comment.
Yeah. Or messaging the show. We always like to get them in there too. But we do prefer comments because the more comments, the more engagement. It really looks like we're real people doing a podcast. You know?
We are.
Because if we get like 15 comments, it's like, oh, people like this. I should like this. You know, social proof.
Exactly.
What it comes down to. And then, Liam, you also got a verbal comment last night at a wedding for a suggestion.
I did. Jaden Malm suggested that we talk about the Olympics.
Shouts out Jaden.
Shouts out Jane.
So we'll do an Olympics episode.
We will.
So
Probably next week.
Yeah, we could do that. Any suggestions are always
Appreciated.
appreciated. It's a great word. That's exactly what I was looking for. It's almost like you crawled in my brain.
And now we finish each other's
Sandwiches.
bingo.
All right, let's get into this week's
You
topic.
guys are sick.
Yeah, you wish you could be on the same level.
I do.
You can. You just guess. You're good at that. Confidence. Coin flip. That's your motto, right?
Everything's a coin flip.
Quarter in the pocket.
50-50 chance.
All right. This week's episode 42, we're going to be talking about Japan. Japan, the country and all things Japan. You guys have any personal connections with Japan?
I'd
ever
love to go
been?
there.
It would be a cool visit.
Where would you want to go? I think we've
Tokyo.
talked about this before, yeah?
I'd go Tokyo.
Yeah.
It's-
And like
it just makes the
Mount
most sense.
Fuji
Yeah.
outside of Tokyo.
That's where that's at?
Yep.
That's where all those water bottles come from, right?
Yes.
They're bottled there.
Yeah. Oh,
Fuji water.
oh, it's Fiji, isn't it?
Yep.
I was going to say.
It's close though. We'll
Mount-
sell Fuji water in the museum gift shop.
That would
Yeah.
be good. We could have everything like tied to a certain country. When we're open Bunsen Burgers in Japan, we'll sell
That's
Fuji
a
water.
Fuji
great
water.
idea because when the aliens come to visit the museum, they'll get a little slice of life from every walk of life on Earth.
I like that. Yeah, it's almost like a pizza slice, and then this piece of pizza is like Japan.
Yeah, it's that one's sushi and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then America's
samurai sword,
just greasy
little
and
ones,
French fries.
Little samurai swords.
like the ones those turtles had last week.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, remember
The baby sea turtles.
turtles with their tiny little tools. And
Oh,
their
yeah. Digging out of the sand.
Yeah. So were there sea turtles in Japan? I assume they had samurai swords and little bandanas over their forehead.
They would
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
I would imagine there's sea turtles over there. Japan's pretty close to the sea.
I suppose. Yeah, that's
It-
where they come from
like is
or hang out. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I've never been to Japan.
yes, Japan is an island. You tried to hide that.
I didn't want to say it. I just wanted a little confirmation from you, but now that you've outed me.
But
Dude,
it's not
it's-
really
it's
even
so
an island
close.
because it's so close. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a peninsula. I thought Japan,
Like
It's almost-
Korea.
it's like our Florida.
It's basically, yeah, I was just going to say, it's basically Florida
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of like Florida,
Yeah.
but
Same
not.
crowd.
No, I don't think so at all.
But yeah, Tokyo would be fun. I've heard it's the cleanest place.
Yeah. They, I don't know if it's just Tokyo, but I think the majority of Japan anyway.
Ton of
there's-
dump
there's
trucks.
no trash cans. There's no public trash cans.
What do they do then? Just eat it?
They don't throw litter because there's no public trash cans. That's like the whole deal. Like you just put it, whatever you're doing, like you put it in your pocket and then
you throw it away when you get home.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What if it's like a really greasy like sandwich wrapper?
eat
Like
it
a
there.
chuck wagon? They just, peeled it off.
I don't think like when they're out in public, they don't eat and drink while they're walking to places.
Yeah.
They just go there.
So yeah, they just only eat at home.
Is that a thing?
Chuck wagons?
No, I mean to just eat and drink while you're walking around the city.
Yeah, I do it
mean-
on my walks.
We do it at the state fair. People
That's-
would do
That's
it.
an event.
Or if you're downtown, yeah. If you're downtown,
That
you
makes
got like a
sense.
big corn dog,
Yeah.
Okay.
You stop for a slice of pizza somewhere on the way to your next bar or something.
ice cream. If I walk to Dairy Queen and then get myself a cone.
Then you
Walk
just
back.
eat the whole thing.
Yeah, but you got that little paper wrapper on my cone.
Eat it.
Eat it.
Yeah.
It's fair. Stick it in my pocket. I'm going to start adapting that Japanese culture. Just start sticking things in my pocket.
There's a lot to adopt from Japanese
That's
culture.
that's Japanese, their slogan. It's like, welcome to Japan. Put it in your pocket.
Put it in your pocket.
Yeah,
We don't litter.
it's fair. History of Japan. So some of Japan's origins and its early history. Japan's early history is shrouded in myth and legend because it is believed that the country was first settled around 10,000 BC by people from mainland Asia. I was thinking this the other day. What is even Asia, or where is it at? What's in it?
So much.
Pretty big.
Yeah, there's
Was it the Mongols?
Mongolians are there.
Not a fan already.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a bad leader if you're going to be selling me on Asia. Mongolians. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, I'm
so we'll save that one for the back end.
Yeah.
Say everything else. The Middle East is mostly Asia. Yemen, Saudi Arabia, UAE, all that stuff. The
Where's India? Is India its own thing?
It's a subcontinent, but it's in Asia.
Oh, getting into subcontinent.
Subcontinents.
It is.
So Asia's a continent, but it's also attached. Is Europe a continent?
Yes.
But they're touching. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I suppose
So
North
it's all
America and
one
South America.
continent.
They split it into two.
Yeah.
I didn't make that choice. It's like Russia.
Who's they? The people at the barbershop?
Yeah.
The guys that run the world secretly and pull the strings that we don't know about.
So it's the Middle East over to India to Japan and China. So China's a part of Asia.
Russia, the
Russia.
eastern
Okay.
half of Russia.
Okay, so Europe's all those countries nobody really knows about.
Yeah.
And then Asia's the
Asia's got a
rest.
lot of big countries, but then there's like Bangladesh
Ooh, yeah.
and Sri Lanka and all those fun ones. Mount Everest is in Asia.
Where is Mount Everest?
Asia?
It's in the Himalayas. I forget which country it exactly is. Nepal, maybe?
Yeah, I forgot Nepal is a country too. You forget about all those places, you know?
Once
Yeah.
you leave high school,
Yeah. Well,
you
we don't.
never have to hear about them again.
Or look
Do
at
we
a
have-
map, really.
Or do we have to care about them?
I don't.
You never hear of anything happening in Nepal.
Yeah.
I
No.
think they're just pretty under the radar.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on over there that
You think they came up with napalm?
No, I think we
It's-
did. I could about guarantee.
And we tested it on Japan.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
those poor forests.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I was born in Asia. I was really racking my brain. It was actually on a walk. I was like, I wonder where Asia's at.
We need to get a TV above Nathan's head and then have it synced to
Have
the
it fall
laptop.
on him.
Yeah. And then crush him.
And then we can see what he's talking about.
We can pull up a picture of Asia.
We could
You
do
came
that.
like ultra prepared today.
Yeah. What are you doing over there?
Is
Nathan's
that-
over there with a
Whose is that? It is yours?
Macintosh.
That's the initiative I've wanted to see out of you since episode 1.
There we go.
What are you doing on it?
Games. Funmathgames.com.
Cool math game.
Oh, cool. Fuck. That's what it is.
Did
He's
you
on
ever go on,
mini clip.
Addicting games? That was another
Yeah.
one.
That was a good one, yeah. Yeah, he's looking up Asia for us.
Oh, sweet.
God, Asia is a lot.
What's in the top left there?
Russia.
Europe.
Europe.
Yeah. All right. The first historical period of Japan is known as, I don't know how to pronounce this. There we go. The Jomon period, 14,000 BC to 300 BC, during which time the culture was characterized by hunter-gatherer societies and the development of pottery.
They've been hanging out over there for a long time.
In Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be.
14,000 BC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's before they even knew we were a thing.
We weren't a thing.
What the area was, though?
Yeah.
Or was this still during Pangea?
No. I got to say Pangea is...
Pretty long ago.
Yeah.
I
Samurais.
thought you were about to say fake, and I was going to say, hang on.
Well, that's how Pangea split apart. The samurais cut it.
Yeah.
With their
Big
swords.
swords.
Big, huge
Big
swords.
swords.
They flew in their planes and just drugged the swords.
Yep.
I don't know why I picture them dragging the swords between their legs, but
How
Well,
else are you
that's a
gonna hang
different
on to it?
sword that I think we're talking about.
Yeah. Slightly
in which
smaller
case
sword.
they weren't big swords.
No.
So I've heard.
All right. So the Jomon period. The name Jomon comes from the Japanese word cord marked, referring to the distinctive pottery that was made during this time and decorated with cord patterns. The Jomon period is notable for the development of pit dwellings, which were built partially underground and covered with thatched roofs. Thatched. That's a good
That's
word
that-
there.
Put
Good
that
word.
one in the, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean cord?
I don't know. I want to say it's like a,
The design.
yeah, it's almost like if I was to wrap a cord around it and it would leave like grooves. You know what I mean? That's
Okay.
kind of how I picture it, but I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan, look up some cord pottery.
Cord mark.
Roman
Japanese-
pottery.
Jomon pottery.
Jomon. During the Jomon period, Japan was primarily inhibited by hunter-gatherer societies who subsided on hunting, fishing, and gathering wild plants. I feel like all societies stemmed from that.
They would have
kinda
to.
had to, yeah. The Jomon period lasted for over 10,000 years, making it one of the longest periods of prehistoric culture in the world.
What do you got, Nathan?
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
That
That's
is
much more
fancy.
involved than I thought it was. You should save that, send it to me. I'll throw it up for our audience to look at. And if you're not watching the show, you should be, because it's better when you watch it.
Exactly.
Better
If
when
you've never heard
watch
of YouTube.
You can watch on Spotify, can't you?
it. Yeah, you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you Apple Music dweebs.
Not me.
Yeah, switch over to Spotify. Any Apple Music users in here?
Not anymore.
I
Yeah.
have both.
Do you? Okay,
Yeah.
that's better than if you only have Apple Music.
I primarily use Spotify, but
Yeah.
I just go back to Apple because it has all my old songs on it.
Fair. I have Apple like the bot songs,
Mm-hmm.
but not like the Apple streaming part. The Yayo period, 300 BC to 300 AD, so 600 years, saw the introduction of rice cultivation and metalworking to Japan, as well as the formation of hierarchical, it's a broad word, society with rulers and subjects.
You want me to give it a shot?
Just someone stab at it.
I can't see it.
Hierarchical. Wait, that's a C at the end.
Yeah, hierarchical. Hierarchical. That
Archical.
sounds like a song.
That's
I
a
sing.
folk song from
hierarchical.
Norway right there.
That's a weird hierarchical. Hierarchical? Is it a ch?
I think you're right. Hierarchical.
Hierarchical.
We're gonna go with that.
That sounds legit.
Yeah.
Good job.
Kabaragoya.
Thank you.
I know it.
The Yayo period. So the name Yayo comes from the district of Tokyo where artifacts from this period were first discovered in the late 19th century. The Yayo period is notable for the widespread use of bronze and iron tools, which were imported from the Asian mainland. So that's where it's coming onto the island. Got to throw that on ships.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I wonder how close it is to China. Because right across is China, right?
Yeah, it's got to be pretty close. Like Florida and Cuba.
So what are all the little tiny islands like Thailand? That's in Asia too.
Yeah.
Is Thailand an island?
Maybe
Like to the
maybe
bottom, right?
Thailand is the Florida that you were talking about, I think.
Thailand definitely would be.
Because
I think some weird stuff happens in Thailand.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Do you ever
dive
watch
girls.
Hangover 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bangkok's got them now. Did you ever do that as a kid when you'd walk up to someone and say, "What's the capital of Thailand?"
And then you
Bangkok.
Yeah,
and you
give
just
them-
Smack your
whack
friend,
him
yeah.
the Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, we should bring that back.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Imagine you started doing that at bars. How many fights you could get in?
A lot.
Yeah.
Just
More
do
than-
it at
Because
work.
I'd imagine there's probably a lot of other people like me that don't like that. Believe it or not.
Just got to find the crowd that does like it. Probably the DAC.
Probably live in Thailand.
What were you going to say, Rowan?
I honestly forget.
Well, that's unlike you.
It is. The Yayo period saw the emergence of new burial practices, including the construction of large burial mounds known as coffin. Burial mound seems kind of just like an easy way to just not dig a grave, doesn't it? It's like, let's just throw dirt on
Just a
them.
bunch of commoners, you know,
Yeah.
not anybody noble.
They
Just throw them in the ground.
they tried to dig a hole,
Yeah.
and then like, that's a hard man's game.
I got to
there.
do one of these
tough.
for everybody. How about just one big one and just put the less
You think that's-
importance in them?
You think that's what it was? Just one giant hole, like a landfill for humans?
That'd be disgusting.
Well, you'd cover it.
Eventually. Yeah. When do you finally just say, it's enough.
It's probably like a 7-layer dip. You go like person, dirt, another row of people, dirt,
Now you're
beans, refried, humans, dirt.
Yeah.
throw a layer of stray animals in there.
Yeah. Colby Jack.
You're rolling
Colby Jack.
top 3 cheeses.
What did you say? You remember what?
Oh, man.
You
I
forgot?
can't remember nothing.
That'll happen.
Too busy thinking about 7-layer grave dip.
I do love a good 5-layer dip. Is
Oh,
it
you
5
do.
or 7?
I think there's both.
I got the 7-layer. That's good with chips.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Big
Not so
olive
good when
guy.
you don't have chips. Yeah.
What do you do? Spoon it out?
Yeah. Like you're one of those like mini, you know, when you go to the playground and they got those like dump trucks where you got the 2 handles.
Yeah.
Your hands like that. Yeah.
Just falling in
Out
your
of the,
mouth.
yeah.
Go to chip for dip. Go ahead.
Go to, so you want the chip, not the dip.
Go to chip. But if you want to separate it by dip, go ahead.
see, I feel like a lot of people lean scoops, and I'm not a scoop guy. I just like the flat
round ones?
tortilla.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
the little rounds, regular size. I don't want the jumbo ones, and I don't want the little mini ones. Are you a scoops guy?
I'm not a huge scoops guy, no, but I think the Fritos ones that like they look like a canoe.
Oh,
Those ones, I lean towards
Phenomenal.
those for like meteor dips. I like those because
meteor,
yeah,
I think scoops are good for when you have like a
a
runny
buffalo
dip.
chicken.
Like a runny dip,
Yeah.
like a runny queso, you know, a block
Yeah.
of Velveeta in a crock pot and it's really
Yeah.
slimy. Scoops are good for that. I do like the strips, like the
Really?
rectangle
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
that's
Those ones are
That's
kind
a
of good for
bold-
a 7-layer. Like
Those
that.
come in Mexican bags.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
how
a
you
brown
know
paper
they
bag
work.
that's ironed at the
That's how
top.
you know they work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got it vacuum sealed and everything. How about if you're going for like French onion dip, then you like to do Ruffles, just regular plain
I've never
chips.
been a big
Yeah.
Ruffles fan, you know. It's almost like they did something to me early on in my life, and like I can't give them another chance. And I don't like the Canoe ones; those taste like drywall a little bit.
Well,
How much time have you spent
Licking drywall?
drywall into your mouth.
Well, I did. Me and Broden did drywall this basement.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
that's
a lot
right.
of dust in.
Remember you stabbed me.
Yeah, I did.
Never gonna let you lay it down.
That'll happen though.
Well,
Yeah, I
who
don't know, they're
hands a
just a
guy a
little-
knife like that?
You don't.
Blade towards me, open.
Yeah. There you
Here.
go.
Isn't it cool that like anything you look at or think about, you know exactly what it would taste like if you put your tongue on it right now?
Yeah.
No.
Think of anything in this room. You know exactly.
I tried a dog treat not too long ago.
Was that your first one?
Yeah.
Like he does it nightly. It's your first time.
Finally got you on the
Every-
train, huh?
He's like,
But
everyone
it was-
remembers their first.
It wasn't like the jerky kind or like one that even looks appetizing. It was one where you
No,
like,
no.
bone,
bone.
like that. Yeah.
no, so crunchy that you really got to put some effort into
That's what
getting
I
down.
had.
You had a milk bone?
I had half a milk bone. It was me and my old buddy. He was a neighbor of mine.
Had it at the same time.
We were in the back of my truck.
It's like Blood
This
Brothers
is getting
type
so
stuff.
much weirder.
No,
Me and him were in the back of my truck
No.
and we were eating dog
No.
treats.
Nobody
not my
had clothes
truck.
on.
We were in the back of my dad's truck. We were
Even weirder.
Not even your
parked
truck.
in the driveway. How much weirder can we get this?
Tires were flat.
Yeah.
You had a lantern hanging from the rear view mirror.
No clothes on would
No
make it
clothes
pretty
on.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I
Were
tell you the
there?
story already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've heard it.
No, me and him, my dad we were taking a road trip. We were going somewhere. I can't fucking remember. Maybe it was Connor, actually. It might have been Connor.
Tanny?
Yeah, me and Tanny might have been going to
So this
one of our baseball showcases. I think we were.
This
we were
makes it
playing
even
one-
better
We were playing
because-
one of the odds.
you know that they were old enough to know better because he didn't meet Connor until he was in high school.
Oh yeah, we were end of high school.
You were, past your allowable dog eating days, dog treat eating days.
Well, if it tastes good, would you even care?
I
If I put something in the palm of your hand and I said, Easton, trust me, eat this right now, and you had no idea what it was, and you threw it back, and you were like, that's pretty good, and then I told you that's a dog treat.
I would
Would you be like,
I wouldn't eat more.
Really?
I
But it
would
was
be
really
Depends
good.
how good it is.
But it was
yeah, the level of goodness would matter. I'd maybe
I'm not.
I'd be a
I'm
closet,
not asking. I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not
closet
asking you to
eater.
walk around in public and then just
have a
throwing
little
them in your-
Ziploc
yeah.
bag.
like a Scooby snack.
See, Scooby snacks are unbelievable, but if it was like that, but an actual dog treat, yeah. I have a funny story about that actually. One time, New Year's Eve, my dad's buddy was over, and everyone was jokingly passing a dog treat around, and someone's like, "Oh, they fake ate it," and handed it over, and they fake ate it, and got it to someone, and his last name's Burkhardt, and he ended up eating it,
He real ate it.
ate the whole thing, and everyone started laughing, like, "Oh my gosh, that was a dog treat." And we were gonna get him T-shirts that said "Barks for Burke," and all this fun stuff. And he ate the whole entire dog treat, not knowing. Didn't like it. Didn't like that he was the butt end of that joke. But that's all right.
Austin.
No,
Oh.
this is one of my dad's buddies.
Oh, okay.
There was one time at my uncle's wedding, we had to bring our dogs with, and my dad had a bowl of the dog food, was bringing it over, and my uncle's buddy sitting there, and he's like, "What you got there?" He's like, "Oh, my dad's like, just some snacks," and he messes around. The guy goes, "Oh, sweet," grabs a handful, and throws it in his mouth, like dead serious. Chewed it, ate it, all of it,
Serious.
like dog food.
Yeah.
Like
And he
kibble.
he was
Kibble.
actively chewing it and never once thought these aren't the best snacks.
He
Yeah,
he did it as to be funny though.
it was Will Levis.
Oh, that guy that puts mayonnaise in coffee. That
Yeah,
Yeah.
eats bananas
Foul
with,
human.
with the
Do you
peel.
think that's true?
I watched him do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, sure. There was a video,
Showboat.
but
Is that what you're thinking? That he's just doing it for
yeah,
play?
exactly. Like, oh, look at me. No, I'm the weird
He
dude
looks-
quarterback.
Yeah, he looks like he might be that guy.
Look at what I can do on draft day.
Yeah.
Put it in my coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
All
not
right.
buying it.
Let's get back to Japan. Some key events
In what?
during Japan, just the
Just in
whole
general?
time it's being a thing. Yeah. The feudal. So what did they have before countries? I wonder. Just areas, and then
like
people
city
started,
states,
people started drawing lines.
probably. You know,
They,
city.
they would feud.
Where were the first ever people?
What were?
Where?
I think they say Africa.
I'd believe that.
Yeah.
Africa is probably the oldest known human civilizations.
How do we become white?
You leave where it's really hot and no shade.
Yeah.
And then over a very long time.
Yeah.
Become lighter. Huh.
You start saying sayings, you know,
Yeah.
like white person sayings.
You
Yeah.
stop putting so
Yeah.
much spicy shit in your food.
Yeah. You just repeatedly say like screwed the pooch on that one. And you
Mhm.
slowly start to get more white.
Yeah.
Yep. You go to leave your, I guess they wouldn't have cars back then, but you leave your hut and say, forgot your keys. I'm not getting very far without these.
You start slapping things that you tie down in the back of a vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's
That
time
ain't
to
going
leave,
anywhere.
you look at people and say, "You ready to rock and roll?"
Start saying ope.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's,
That's very specific.
that's once
Yeah.
we got around here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So key events, the feudal area, 1185 to 1865, about 700 years, was a time of internal conflict and political instability with the rise of powerful warlords known as the daimyo, and the development of the samurai warrior class. I've always been fascinated with the samurais.
So sick.
Wouldn't it be cool to like be like a badass samurai?
Yeah, but I feel like you have to follow such a like a strict lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
You do.
It's
Like
a lot of
almost like
discipline.
I don't know if they live with monks, but I think they hang out with them.
They're like one step away from being a monk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they are in the same neighborhood.
Yeah. Monks aren't aggressive. And I think
Yeah,
traditionally,
I feel like they had the same. They shop at the same places though.
yeah, they would.
Joanne Fabrics. That's what I think of.
Yeah, they make their own attire.
Yeah. Whatever you want to call that.
Why do all monks have the same brick red colored robe? Do they, or am I just being pop culture's just got me in a tizzy here?
I'd like to think they
That's-
all do. Because if you're a monk, I think
That's just the way.
a monk there is a monk there. You know, you're kind of doing the same shit.
It's all. Is it?
That's the start of
It's
the
gotta
Dr.
be-
Seuss book.
Is it Buddhist? Is it all Buddhist?
Monk here is a monk there. Everywhere
It's
you
Old
look, there's a
MacDonald.
monk everywhere.
Old McDonald had a monastery.
Monastery.
Old monk Donald.
Old Monk Donald. Oh man.
Yeah.
You guys are something.
So the word samurai originally referred to servants who worked for noble families, but over time came to be associated with the warrior class that emerged during the feudal era. They were responsible for protecting their masters and their land, and were trained in a wide range of martial arts and other disciplines. So are these like just highly trained hand-to-hand combat like slaves?
I'd say like farmers. I mean,
Imagine your
You-
local farmer with
you-
hand-to-hand combat skills.
Do you think it's one of those things where it's like you're born and then it's like you're
That's just what
you're
you're
gonna be
doing.
a warrior.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a farmer.
I think that's.
You're
they-
born-
No choice.
You're
They
born
still do
into an
that.
arm bar and you have to escape it to become that
Right.
person.
You're a fresh baby. They
Come
lock
out, they
you-
immediately put you in there and you
Yeah.
have to see if you can get out of it.
Maybe.
If not, you're just a Japan person with no arms. Because they
Or-
have someone on both sides of you, two arm bars at the same
Yeah,
time.
you're locked in. You're. What is that? I think that's it's some kind of choke. It's like the cross.
crucifix?
The crucifix.
Crucifix,
Yeah. When they lock you in an armbar and grab your leg with the other, and you can't move at all. It's embarrassing.
If an 8-pound baby got out of a crucifix, it's going
That's
places.
gonna be
From
the
like from
best
like the
warrior.
Diaz brothers too. They're
Yeah.
just sitting there wrenching on this infant.
That's their side gig. UFC, and then in our spare time we go put
We
Train Japanese.
Japanese babies and crucifixes.
Yeah.
we pigeonhole kids into fighting or not.
Despite the popular image of samurai as sword-wielding warriors, they were also skilled in a wide range of other disciplines, including poetry, calligraphy. Wow, I'm sorry, and tea ceremony.
Poetry's huge. There, Nathan, look up. I hear Joe Rogan talk about him pretty often, but there's some samurai that killed like 70 some people, and then he finally just hung up the sword and said, "You know what? This isn't the life for
Retired,
me
yeah.
anymore. Yeah, I'm just gonna write poetry forever." But he was like really, really like smart, like prolific. I think a lot of samurais, because they practice poetry and stuff like that, they're like
Good poets.
they are smart, but they are like forced to fight.
Yeah.
That's why I thought they were farmers earlier, because like they have something to protect. I don't think they're typically like aggressive. Like the Mongols went out and like took land, But
Samurais
samurais are just like, I'm just gonna train. Like, please leave me alone.
I find it fascinating. They're good at like things like that. You know, it's like, oh, we're really good at sidewalk chalk.
Well, I think that's like the whole. There's like a balance in their culture.
Yeah.
Where like you got to be able to like be a well-rounded person.
You got to have some play and some work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan's got something for us. First time with Nate on the mic. Let's go.
Did you want me to like try to find the person?
Yeah, what's his name?
Yukio Mishima. Does that sound familiar at all?
Sounds spot on to
It's
me.
the first thing that popped up.
Sounds
It
pretty
must be.
Japanese.
Yeah. What gave it away?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
That was a good start.
He was something like that. I can't even remember now. But
Isn't
I'm
it
sure
cra-
it's along those lines.
Isn't it crazy names? They're all the collection of the same letters, and then some sound so culturally driven.
Yeah.
Yukio. You don't know
You
many
could-
white people named Yukio,
No.
if any.
How many different cultures do you think that could bounce off of? Japanese for
12
sure,
to 14,
obviously.
yeah.
But I could see a Hispanic man named Yukio.
Yeah,
Yeah. Korean for sure.
both of them, north and south.
Yeah. A lot of different places over
Probably
in that neck of
Thailand.
the woods. Yeah.
I suppose it's, it's just
China.
over there. That land.
It's a stone's throw.
You got a cannon of an arm if you can get a stone there.
You are the Cuban Missile.
Yeah. Cubans, Yukio. I could
Yeah.
see a baseball player named Yukio.
There probably is one.
But then once you get into like Mashahida, that's getting
Yep.
more niche.
You're narrowing it down.
Yeah. Not many Hispanics named Mashahida.
No.
The famous 47 Ronin incident, in which a group of samurai avenged their lord's death by killing his enemy, is often cited as an example of the samurai code of honor, or Bushido. You heard of Bushido?
The way of the samurai.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they hold their arm like that?
Probably.
That's the picture of it. It's just arm up like that. Bushido.
This guy,
just,
this guy
you
like
got to have
cheering.
conviction if you're going to be a samurai and you're going to do Bushido.
Yeah.
You got to be a convicted individual.
Yeah.
And this is conviction.
You're ready to avenge
If there's
somebody.
one thing that stands for conviction,
It's a closed fist.
it's this or it's this.
Yeah. My dad always does that randomly, and he'll just go and look at me and go, my arms are like this. And then that's all he says.
What?
Yep.
For no reason at
Yep.
all?
There's a story to it, but
Yeah.
that's a different
Yeah.
box of frogs.
Is it? Oh, I like that one. There's you throwing something in there. Is it like is he talking about handcuffs?
I think it's
As I
talking
was?
about, it's some story about gripping the steering wheel or something like that. He told it to me a
Oh.
long time ago, but I don't know.
He's actually like he's a clown, and he goes in one of his hidden talents is he goes on stage. He's got a bunch of like those little balls, in a ball pit, a bunch of those balls, and he goes like this and like spits them out and like ramps them off of his hands into the crowd.
Into the crowd?
Yeah.
Could be. And that's why he has to practice just around the house.
Yeah.
Sounds like this. And Brown's like, what the hell's going on? My dad's being real weird
I
lately.
just start getting bombarded with little plastic balls.
Yeah.
He's Broden's peeking through the door, and his dad's in there just shooting him at the mirror. That's how I picture him doing
Is
it.
that what it was?
That's how I picture him doing it.
Whoa.
The ball pit balls are coming out of his mouth down his arm ramp.
Okay.
I want a front row ticket to wherever you are
Yeah.
next.
I'd pay for a ticket to that.
How many balls do you think are humanly possible able to go in the mouth?
You felt it halfway through, didn't you?
How much balls could you fit?
What kind? Yeah, like golf,
No, let's go with
ping pong.
let's go something like realistic. I don't know. Yeah, ping pong sounds right. Something marshmallow.
I'd probably
sized.
get 7.
7?
Damn.
Are
Ah.
you serious? I'm saying like no more than 4.
I was gonna
I'd
say
get 4 in
3.
my mouth easy. 4 ping pong balls.
Yeah, but try to do 5 now.
If you can do
Tough.
4, you could do 5, right? If you
Yeah.
do 5, you could do 6.
If
But
you
I'm
do
thinking the
5. You could do 7.
Yeah.
No.
I'm thinking 3 in each cheek and then 2 in the middle cavity.
How
I
are
don't know
you
if
a
your
chipmunk
cheeks- Yeah, I don't know if you're
related?
You might be. All right.
No, 7's a lot after doing that.
See?
You could probably stretch it
5.
out more.
I'll go 5.
Do you have any ping pong balls here?
I do. Test it after.
Let's find out.
Patreon, guys.
Yep, Patreon episode.
All right, where are we at? The feudal era saw the rise of power warlords known as daimyo, who controlled large territories, and often engaged in conflicts with each other. the Meiji. This is a tough episode for pronouncing things.
Yeah.
The Meiji Restoration marked the beginning of Japan's modernization with the overthrow of the feudal system and the adoption of Western-style political and economic systems. So they went to a democracy. So that's what they're saying, maybe?
They must have, if they're westernizing.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't start having guns.
Started wearing cowboy boots.
Could be just big belt buckles.
Yeah. Lifted trucks.
Yeah, they're walking around with a piece of wheat hanging out of their lip. They're all chewing tobacco.
Pit vipers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did you see a Japanese guy wearing that?
That whole
seeing it
get up
now.
or just pit
I'm
vipers?
seeing it now.
I'm envisioning, and that is
Yeah.
comical. I would love that.
Yeah. I'd pay to see that.
Do you think that if we flew over to Tokyo, do you think there would be like a store where it's like dressed like an American, and it's just like a shitload of I don't know, denim
Yeah.
jeans, like denim jackets.
North
Cowboy hats.
Face vests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always kind of wonder, like, how are we pictured to like other countries?
What's
Not-
our
probably
stereotype?
Not good.
Right. Are we
Fat.
just fat and smelly and full of shit?
I think so.
Smart though, because we got Bunsen burgers.
And a museum.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
pioneers.
I don't see a museum idea coming out of Tokyo, so
No.
They're probably about to launch it, actually.
no.
I feel like they don't believe in the moon, the Tokians.
The Tokyo.
Is that what they are?
Tokians?
Tokens?
That
Is that what you
sounds
refer to
right.
them, right?
Yeah, I think it is. I think I read that.
They wouldn't believe in the moon?
Yeah. I didn't read that, but I'm guessing that.
Just spitballing it.
Yeah. Because you
Fair.
can look at someone, like if you drive, like let's say you're at a stoplight and you look to your left and you look at that person, you can tell if they believe in the moon or not.
Right. Yeah.
I do that and I go, that person hasn't showered in 4 days.
Yeah.
Or longer. I think maybe the Japanese people are the ones projecting the hologram onto the screen. That is the moon.
Yeah. So you think
They're
they're
in the simulation.
Yeah,
type
they
deal?
no,
they're
not
the
so much.
Geppetto. Geppetto is the one that put the
he was-
puppet man.
Yeah. Nice pull.
Awesome, dude.
What was it? Pinocchio?
Yep.
Yeah. Geppetto is the one who used Pinocchio. Used him.
You did.
Used him for fame and fortune. Pinocchio is the one with the growing nose, yeah?
Yep, when he lies.
Yeah.
He was in Shrek, wearing women's underwear in Shrek. Remember
Mhm.
that?
Favorite scene for you?
There's better ones, but that's up there.
Isn't there's some question that somebody like debunked the Pinocchio thing where you could ask him something and it like didn't make sense. Like he couldn't lie or tell the truth on it. And so his nose like wouldn't grow or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like some
It was a weird
riddle wrapped inside of a riddle
Yeah.
and backwards. Like the answer was right both ways somehow.
It's like a paradox.
yeah, that's a better word of what my circle.
I'm trying to remember what
Was
it
there?
was and I'm not gonna be able to.
It was like, are you lying? It was something simple.
Nathan, look up what you can ask Pinocchio to
it
make
is
his
because
nose
if he said
explode.
yes, then his nose would have grew. But
If
he
he
said,
says
"Are you
no-
lying?" and then you say no. Wait a minute.
It was something like that, where it was a yes or no question, I think.
And both
Type
were
in,
technically.
Pinocchio nose paradox. That'll
That's you're gonna get your answer for sure then.
100%. Yeah. I'm a great Googler. I put that on resumes.
Good at figuring out stuff.
Just like quickly, I could get answers fast, I think. Because I judge people
You're a
based
big
on their Googling
keyword
skills.
guy.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I see some people type into their Google search bar to get an answer. And I'm like, how do you live your life how you're living it?
I'm so generic. I'm like oddly specific. Like
Yeah.
I had to look up what size my windshield wiper blades are the other day. I said 2011 F-150 wiper blade size.
Yeah. Like that, good Googling.
Makes perfect sense.
Pinocchio nose paradox, good Googling. But what was the question that would make Pinocchio? I've seen people type that in before, and I'm like,
I also would have typed that.
see, so you're just on both sides of the
coin
coin.
flip.
Yeah.
What do you got,
You
Nathan?
ready for it?
Yeah.
If Pinocchio says, my nose grows now, he's either lying or not. If he's lying, then he's making a false statement, which implies that his nose does not grow now. If he's not lying, then the statement is either true or false, which implies that either his nose does grow now or his nose does not grow now.
Yeah,
That's a lot, but we get the
you have
premise
to
of
write
it.
that down for me so I could read it again. You lost
But no,
me.
that makes sense. It was the lying thing. It's either he's not lying or lying.
Yeah.
Just the question was a little different. But yeah, Googling, like, it's tough, man. It's a skill you got to have.
It's an acquired skill.
It's like on your resume, it should be like proficient at Excel, good Googler.
I can cook a minute rice in 58 seconds.
I knew it was coming. Damn it.
It's either going to be you or me.
Yep.
I don't do resumes. I don't even know if I have one. You guys have to do resumes for the union stuff?
No,
Like if you go to apply for a job?
My dad made me type one up once for the
I
union.
do
send
have
him?
one. It's in my Google Docs still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went back and looked. I typed it when I was maybe 17 or 18.
Whole lot of accolades on there.
Holy shit, man. I would never hire me based on that. Just
No
send that
joke.
in and just go,
You can't
Oh,
make a
man.
resume when you're, unless you are a very talented person through high school.
2015
Then you could.
Honor Society member.
exactly,
Yeah.
shit like that.
Ooh.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
You and Jim, who's eating his boogers last week. You remember Jim, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave a big ass wedgie.
Stuff
Yeah,
him in his
put that on
locker.
my resume.
You're like, now we're even.
Biggest wedgie giver.
Bully.
Longest wedgie pull in the year of 2018.
Yeah.
All right. So we are at the period saw the rapid industrialization of Japan as well as the introduction of new technologies like railroads and telegraphs. See, when I picture the samurai eras, I don't picture them using those things.
I think it went on for a pretty long while after. Like there were still samurais while they were like industrializing, like right now.
Yeah.
Like I think it was still split.
Are there
That-
samurais right now?
There's got to be at least one guy
Yeah.
that's still doing that way of life.
Yeah, I'd about guarantee it.
So
I mean,
it's
there's,
like
we
their
still
Amish.
there's still monks now. Like it's a cultural thing.
Amish. That's, yes.
They're Amish.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's tight.
But if I'm getting in a fight with them, if I gotta like draw a card, it's like one you gotta fight an Amish person, the other one you gotta fight a samurai.
And I just pick one, and that's who I'm fighting.
Yeah, you know which one you'd rather fight.
Yeah,
The Amish person. Doesn't everyone want to fight an Amish person?
they seem they're docile.
Docile.
I
That's
think
a
they-
great word.
Yeah, they'd have some nice meals for you to eat if
I feel
you
like they're
befriended them and
they're
stuff.
good people.
I feel like they're strong though.
Probably they're
'Cause
work
they-
with their hands.
Yeah, and they gotta pick stuff up a lot.
you know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pick everything
you
up.
got to plow fields by hand. And
Never use dollies.
no,
Yeah, they would.
Do
Why
they
not?
I don't know.
They just don't use like technology.
what's
Yeah.
what's the number one selling item at the Amish general store? What do you
Cottage.
think it is?
Cottage cheese.
What?
Cottage
so?
cheese, yeah.
I'd say
Would be if I ran it.
I know like the Amish make a bunch of furniture.
I'd market the fuck out of that cottage cheese. Finest
Made
cheese
by-
in all the land.
Made by the
co-
Amish.
Yeah.
Come get your Amish cottage cheese. It's in an
I'd call-
airplane with a banner on the back.
I'd call it Amish cheese. That'd be good.
And
Mm.
just a big Indian.
Mm.
Just one changes the conversation so much.
Just directly from the cottage itself.
Yeah. I don't know what they would have.
Furniture,
Haircuts.
leather.
Ooh. I'd like to think it's got to
Butter.
be like some sort of tool.
Yeah. Like that. Like it would almost like you're going to a museum. I almost said museum. A museum. The tools they're using compared to what we're using. Like,
What
do
is
they
the
have hammers?
question?
Number one selling item at the Amish general store in Amish town.
Is it only Amish people buying it?
Well,
Or
it's
if I went
mostly
to-
Amish people. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a store in town. But
Are
if
we
you're
allowed
passing
in
through,
Amish
Yeah, you
places?
could go there.
Yeah. They live in our society. And we coincide with them.
Scares me.
You guys- there used to be a
I don't
TV
think
show.
not here, but in Indiana, dude, they're all over. It's nuts.
How? I thought they have their own like
I think some of them
reservation land. It's like
Subcontinent kind of deal.
Yeah.
Their own. Their
All
own
the Amish
state.
are in India.
Just give them their own state and just that's just. I wonder how much.
nah,
more
you don't
they
want to
would
drive
thrive.
through. You don't want to drive through Ohio. That's where the Amish
Not
are.
Amish land.
Yeah.
You're never coming back.
You could just drive through the border. Like there's a highway here and there's gravel road here. And like after you're driving, they're riding their horse next to you.
Yeah, and the buggies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what rumspringing is?
No.
Ooh.
Oh, you guys don't know about the rumspringing now? It's like the Amish when they turn 16 or something like that. They have rumspringing for their birthday, where they are free to go live in like our society and do whatever we want. They can experience all the technology and stuff like that, and they're pretty much expected to come back to be Amish. And if you don't, you're completely disowned by the entire.
Village.
Yeah.
They used to have a TV show about that. It was called like Breaking Amish or something like that.
Oh,
it was on
serious?
it was one of those TLC shows. They take these two Amish people, like a guy and a girl, and just throw them in New York and say, "Have fun." And do you know what goes on in a young person's brain that's never seen anything like that? And you go to New York,
It would
Sex.
melt.
oh my goodness, yeah, all this shit that corrupts
Drugs.
them. They're
Yeah.
just some of
Alcohol.
the purest people, and then right in the devil's backyard. You know what I
So
mean?
bad.
Yeah.
I would try to break them. I would immediately be like, "We got to get you out of your land."
That's-
You're
the
smoking,
whole
yeah.
point,
Like
yeah.
here's some drugs. Here's some
yeah.
porno
Watch
magazines.
TikTok.
I mean,
You got 2 hours.
Yeah.
oh
Here,
man.
hold this phone for me. And their eyes are going to be glued. They're not going to blink for the
Yeah.
next day.
I'll bring them to an IMAX.
Oh, they lose
cinema?
their shit.
Yeah. What
That's
do they do?
that's like the whole thing. Is that like they go and experience our society, and they're like,
Yeah.
from what they've learned growing up, they're like, this is terrible. I want to go back to being Amish. Or you get them at the bar and you rail some coke, and they're like, why was
Yeah.
I ever Amish?
They
Yeah.
see, the titty falls out, and they're like, "Oof."
I think I'd go more simple. I'd just like bring them over to like a light switch and be like, "Hit that,"
Why don't you move that thing up real quick?
and
Check
just
that
see
out.
what happens. And just watch the bewilderment on their face.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into
We
Japan.
We should do that.
Hang out with one.
We should find an Amish person.
Do
I
you
think
think
they're
there's
harder
any
to find.
Amishvilles in
North Dakota?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No. I think they may be hidden somewhere.
There's
Tag
got
us.
to be at least one, right?
If you're
Ever
listening to
remember-
this
You gotta
and
think
you
there's
know where the
at least-
Amish are, tell us.
I was
One-
gonna say if you're Amish, I'm like they're not listening.
I was
to
like going to
this.
say, wait a minute.
At least one Amish per state. I'd love to think it.
I'd like
Except
to.
this, not Hawaii. I don't think
Definitely not
Amish-
Hawaii.
We can't get over there.
Yeah.
I would like to think we should do an A/B test with take one and try to break them the normal way, and then take the other one and have them listen to our podcast. That's the first thing they experience outside of Amish life.
They
You
would
have to have-
immediately become Amish.
You have to have like
They
a
would go right back.
control.
Run back.
You know what I mean? Like a control,
A control group.
Placebo kind of deal.
or just like a Amish that you just let them do whatever they want, and you see how long it takes them. Like you take 20 of them, you let them do whatever they want, and then you see if they go back or not.
And then 20, you try to break yourself.
And then 20, you really push into them.
like
the
a new,
evils,
like a new,
you know,
like a new
the
glove,
evils.
What?
like a new glove. That's how we're breaking it in.
Yeah.
like we're working it, man. We're getting
Yeah,
into everything.
exactly.
All right, Japan. Let's go back to Japan.
Yeah,
So,
maybe we'll do an episode on the Amish.
yeah, I'd like that. We've hit.
There was
like that.
some sadistic intent in
We've.
that.
I'd really like the
I
Amish.
fucking loved it.
No, we've touched on the Amish every about 5 episodes. We go into depth on the Amish, I think. So it's been a while since we talked about the Amish people. Let's maybe dive back into that.
Yeah.
All right. So the Meiji Empire, who reigned from 1887 or 1867 to 1912, played an important role in the modernization of Japan and the country's emergence as a global power. Boring. All right. World War II. That's a pretty fun time for Japan.
Oh man.
Saw Japan become a major global power with its empire stretching across much of Asia and the Pacific. However, the country suffered devastating losses in the war, including the atomic bombings of Hiroshima. I think it's Hiroshima
I think so.
and Nagasaki in 1945. Don't think we need to dive into that a ton.
I think
Wasn't
most
a
of
great
the
time for
listeners probably understood what happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We touched on it last week. That's kind of what got us into this week's topic for Japan. Japan became involved in World War II in 1937 when it invaded China and began a brutal occupation that lasted for several years, which I did not know. Forgot about that from history class. 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, which brought the United States into the war.
What do you think Hitler's doing at that point? Like they were just fine. We weren't doing nothing about the war. And then all of a sudden, unprovoked attack on U.S. and now we're in the war.
Yeah.
What do you think Hitler's going through? What's going through his head? Like
Probably calling Japan.
Yeah,
He's
like-
like, what are you guys doing?
they were just gonna sit there and hang tight.
We had this thing in the bag, man.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. Nope.
He's like-
Enter the U.S.
He's like, we had all the Jews. We had them all.
We almost gotten away with it too.
Yeah. For those meddling kids.
Yeah.
So we touched on last week. Yeah, he couldn't have been happy because they were a part of the Axis powers.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. And
Japan was allied with Germany and Italy in the Axis powers, and Italy doesn't seem like a
not a
group of
threat.
people. Yeah,
Not a
It's
threat
like
at all.
whatever. It's like a
If-
fly.
If an Italian, well,
What are you gonna do?
Joe
Throw pasta
Pesci's-
at me or
yeah.
something?
There's Joe Pesci. I think he'd fuck you up.
Yeah, he could get us.
Who?
Joe Pesci.
I'm blanking
You
here.
don't know who Joe Pesci is?
I feel like I
If
should.
you saw him, you would. Famous
He's a little
actor.
short guy. Yeah,
Oh man, what is that movie?
he's in a lot of like the crime movies. Is he not?
Yeah.
I think he's in,
he was just in that new
Casino.
that's not the one I was thinking of. It was
Casino's from 1990.
The Irishman.
The Irishman. Yes,
He was
with De
in that
Niro.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
He's a short guy and like I'm Joe Pesci. That's how he would say I'm Joe Pesci.
God, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
There was a really good movie that he was in a while ago. He was like a lawyer, and his girlfriend fixed cars.
Transformers.
Close. Yeah, never mind.
Nathan's gonna pull it up for us.
Pull up.
Here it is. He's got it. That was quick. Oh no, he didn't. Did you get it? What is the movie with Joe Pesci and his girlfriend fix cars and he's a lawyer? Joe Pesci is Pesche. I think.
Yes. CHI.
St. Alexis Health.
That's exactly what went through my head too.
Yeah.
What?
CHI St. Alexis Health. CHI is a hospital in Bismarck.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, you lost me.
Yeah. Super niche joke. Broden got it.
Yeah.
Japan. We talked about that and that and that too. Japan suffered a major loss during the war with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Japan surrendered to the Allies on the 15th of August, 1945, bringing an end to the World War II. The post-war period saw Japan undergo a period of rapid rebuilding and modernization, ultimately becoming one of the world's leading industrial powers. I feel like they were forced into the rapid rebuild.
Nathan, I think it's my cousin Vinny. All right, good talk. Is that it?
Yeah.
My cousin Vinny. Anyone looking to have a good movie? That's a good one.
Did we do a movies episode? We did, right?
Yeah.
Did we?
I think so.
You got something to say?
No, I was just saying I was looking at them. It's on here, but like I couldn't type all that stuff and it's like, oh, here's your movie. So I was like going through all of his movies to see if like there was one that looked like there was a
One of
lawyer
them that
and a
stood out?
girlfriend. Yeah.
He's looking at the thumbnails. All right. Where are we at here? I keep losing my notes here. During World War II, the Japanese military forced thousands of women into sexual slavery, known as comfort women, to serve as prostitutes for Japanese soldiers. Estimates suggest that as many as 200,000 women, mostly from Korea and China, were forced into sexual servitude. I did not know that.
I don't know.
Comfort women.
Hmm.
Suppose.
Yeah, I guess.
Japanese tough subject. Japanese soldiers often resorted to suicide rather than surrendering.
Didn't get enough
Out of the
comfort or what?
frying pan and into the fire here. My goodness.
Rather than surrendering to the enemy, which was seen as a form of honorable death in Japanese culture. This practice was known as.
Seppuku.
Seppuku.
It's not on my notes, but that could be.
That was this. Wasn't that the way the samurai
way
killed
out,
himself?
Yeah. You would stab your sword into your gut and pull it to the
Wasn't
side.
it chest down and over?
Something
Make
like
It
that.
could
L?
be that too, yeah.
It was this one was called GYOK Gyokusai, whatever, or shattered jewel.
Oh,
One method for the soldiers to launch a suicidal attack against enemy forces, such as charging. So this is more so during the war, I think. Whereas I think what did you call it?
seppuku.
Seppuku, yeah.
Something. It's that
Because
S word.
Seppuku.
Yeah. The S
Sudoku.
word, Sudoku. They had to have come up with that too.
Had to. That's a.
There's no way that we did.
I always hated that game.
It could have been
Gave
a
me so much
German game.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Why
don't like it?
German?
Germans are smart.
This guy plays a lot of Sudoku.
Really?
Yeah, I love Sudoku. I have an app on my phone. I hammer Sudoku. It's
Seems
really
like
fun.
seems like an old man's game.
It is. Yeah, it's good to work the brain now and again.
I barely ever play games on my phone anymore.
That's the only one I do.
Can't
That's
do
it.
any.
If I got like a free like 20 minutes and I'm feeling really bored, I go, I'll hammer some Sudoku quick.
Fair. I'll have to try it.
I know people that they wake up and they're got the same app every morning. Get the brain going right away, right when you wake up.
They do Sudoku in the morning,
Yep.
like their morning shit, and I just whip it out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's like today's modern day. Back in the day, they'd get the newspaper and do the old crossword puzzle.
Oh yeah, the New York Times crossword
Yeah.
puzzle.
Or you could play Candy Crush.
I think somebody was telling me that their mom is on like level 5,000 or something like that.
It's a mom game for
Yeah.
sure.
Like totally maxed out.
Every day of January,
Look at that.
most of February.
Are you completing a puzzle a day?
Yeah, that's all of January right there. Getting my stars, bro.
Good for
The
you.
stars, bro.
Most of Feb.
You got to get that mental sweat
few
going on.
few in March. Oh yeah, I've been few in April. That's about how often I tune in now. 3 finished in April
They got really hard.
when I was on vacation.
Yeah. So yeah, one method for the soldiers to launch a suicidal attack against enemy forces, charging with bayonets or explosives. Another method was for soldiers to engage in a last stand, holding a defensive position until they were overwhelmed by enemy forces. Some units, such as the kamikaze pilots, took the practice of Gyokusai to the extreme by deliberately crashing their planes into enemy ships in a suicide mission. This was seen as a way to inflict as much damage as possible on the enemy and to die with honor.
Mhm.
You got to be super like patriotic to do something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get me to do that.
Extremely. I couldn't. One, I don't know how to fly planes, so that'd be an issue to start.
It's easy.
Well, I don't think you really want to know how to fly it. You're just going to crash it anyway. You know what I mean?
That's
They-
the whole
they
goal,
just-
is
they
not knowing
revert-
how.
They
Yeah.
teach you enough to get you up in the air,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
You don't
You're like,
land.
so how do I land this thing?
He goes, that's not a part of this.
They're talking you through it. Every new Japanese pilot, they got him on the phone. All right, here's how you're going to take off. Go ahead and fire up the engines and pull the yoke back, and then as soon as the wheels go up, that's it.
It's called about. What am I supposed to do? Hit something. Hangs up again. Yeah. Wonder if that's what Bin Laden's people decided to. They were inspired from the Japanese.
Maybe.
Maybe, or maybe it wasn't. We'll cover that in the conspiracy theories episode.
In the 9/11 episode. The Japanese military experimented with biological weapons during World War II, including the use of fleas infected with bubonic plague and the development of deadly toxins like anthrax and botulism.
Good grief. They were
Botulism?
real, like they were trying to
Botulism?
end the world. The
Yeah.
bubonic plague by
With fleas, though?
dropping the bubonic plague on people.
But what does the flea do to me? Bites?
It's on
Do
you.
fleas
Yeah.
bite?
Oh
Yeah. That's why they itch.
Yeah, that's why
why
you don't see
dogs-
dogs.
What's a flea look like? A fly, kind of? It's
Very
like
small.
a cousin of a flea.
It's they're tiny.
Really small.
It's much
You can-
smaller
you
than the
can see
regular
'em.
fly.
But very small.
Are they around?
Probably.
Not here, I hope. Or else you have fleas.
So it's
You
like
got, we got to get Easton a dog, one of those collars.
Yeah.
so it's like
Get him on the
a,
flea and tick
it's,
medication.
it's almost like a rodent. So it's like you got rats, you got fleas.
Could be like
Kind
bed
of.
bugs. I think it's more like the bed bugs.
Okay. So fleas aren't just like flies are everywhere, bees are everywhere.
Yeah.
Fleas don't do what they do.
No.
No. I don't
You
think
don't hear fleas too often.
No. Unless it's involved with the dog, but I don't think fleas are just going to hang out on your couch, you know what I mean?
No.
They need a food source.
Right. Living something, you know.
It's like the distant cousin, like Uncle Eddie.
Yeah.
The fruit fleas, and then there's the flies.
Yeah.
Fruit flies, fruit fleas, flies, fleas.
It's pretty much the same.
Your fleas down. If you have a pair of jeans.
But you
I'm gonna say that to someone at the bar next time. I'm like, yeah, your fleas down.
what? The
That
what?
should be like a different thing. That just means like there's a giant hole in their pocket. Hey, your fleas down.
Maybe it's a rip down their ass crack.
Your fleas down. That would be good. Japanese military also conducted a series of brutal medical experiments on prisoners of war and civilians, including vivisections and other forms of torture. These experiments were carried out in secret military facilities and involved subjecting human subjects to extreme conditions, such as to biological agents, freezing temperatures, and high-pressure chambers. Many of the subjects were killed or suffered severe injuries as a result of these experiments.
I think getting experimented on by mad scientists as top 5,
You just
maybe
want it
top
sexual.
Hmm.
3.
I mean, No.
I think maybe a guy would prefer that to the other way, but
Yeah. Compared to the biological agents.
yeah, or like
Yeah.
toothpicks under your toenails, kick the wall,
Oh,
stuff like
God,
that.
such a bad visual.
Oh, I just saw a video of some guy doing that the other day.
Whoa, why, what, how?
I don't know. I think someone sent it in the Twitter chat or something. Just
Good grief!
just
I can't even think about it. I'm gonna keep talking.
That makes
Oh,
me like might clench my teeth and just.
Did you cover any of those experiments just now? What they did?
freezing temperatures, high pressure chambers, and exposure to biological agents were three of the ones that they have on the list.
They would also people that were like on their deathbeds or even prisoners or just I don't even know, regular just Japanese people probably.
Yeah.
They would tie them to stakes like every 50 yards.
Like
Like,
T-bones.
tie them, yeah. They would tie them to posts.
Thank you.
They would, and every 50 yards, and they would drop a bomb to just see the effects of what it would do to your body at different ranges.
Wow.
Good.
So you're sitting there just tied to a wooden post.
Well, I
watching
guess
this bomb drop.
You got to figure out how stuff works at some point,
Yeah.
and not everything's going to be exactly ethical.
It's not. It's
They-
far from ethical.
If you're in that
Japan
group,
they're not ethical. At least they weren't. But because now that I brought it up, I remember something else that I heard where like they did that to someone and then they forced him to stay alive for like another 40 some days and his body was like decomposing. Like he couldn't I don't think he could even formulate thoughts anymore.
yeah, I feel like if I'm in that test group, I'm running to the 500-yard pole. I got this one.
I got
I start
dibs.
tying myself up.
Yeah.
I got this one will be fine. This one's mine.
I don't,
You don't want to be told where to stand in a bombing.
I don't think. Yeah,
I don't think they got an option.
I think the best way to do it.
You don't
is-
think they opened the cattle guard and said, "All
They-
right, pick a pole."
Right?
Yeah.
They got a big sign that says "First come, first serve." Yeah.
It's the survey before they do it is what pole would you like to be tied to? It's like, well, all of you picked the farthest one, so
That's where you got to have some strategy. I'll take the 430-yard one.
oh, no one's gonna pick the 60-yard one. I'm
like,
gonna do that one.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Maybe
one.
it'll just miss me.
You just have to guess. You're like, how much radiation can I
How
withstand?
big?
Yeah.
Yeah. How big is this bomb?
You guys are going at this completely wrong. I'm picking the closest one to it.
Dying right away.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be out there burned in
Smart.
pain.
Yeah, but I'd like to get the one that's livable. I want to live. How old am I?
Wait, what kind of bomb are they dropping?
old are
An
you?
atomic
Yeah.
bomb?
Like, are you asking me?
Like in this situation, how old am I? You're like 25.
Are you? You're not 25.
I'm 24, but you would be the answer.
I am 25.
Yeah. Because
I
that
do-
changes if I'm 83.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'll just get toasted right away.
Yeah. From 14.
I think I'm going to choose the quick toast right away, no matter what age I am. I don't, because if I survive, I don't want to do it again.
It's a cool story, though. You can start doing stand up.
What am I going to tell to the other guys that survived the bomb explosion with me? I mean, we're prisoners, man.
Oh, yeah. I suppose
know
they
what-
were prisoners.
You know what you get when you live? You get to test the next bomb.
Exactly.
So
you live
there's
there that
no
one?
out. Yeah.
Let's double down, pass it, give it to the next guy.
Yeah.
The use of vivisections in wartime experiments was widely condemned by the international community and is now considered a violation of ethical and moral standards.
What is that?
Get into it. Today, the use of vivisections. Maybe I'm not getting to it. Wartime. I think that's the same thing. The vivisections were the torture, the different kinds of torture.
Oh,
The use of animal testing in medical research is heavily regulated and subject to ethical guidelines to minimize the suffering of animals involved. Do we really care, though?
there's people out there.
Let's do it to fleas.
Yeah.
No, not the fleas.
Start putting new lipstick on, rodents or something. I don't know.
Towards the end of World War II, the Japanese military resorted to kamikaze attacks. Talked about that. Japan's current status as a modern industrialized nation. After World War II, Japan underwent a period of rapid economic growth, becoming one of the world's largest industrial powers. Japan is known for its high-tech industries, including electronics, robotics, and automotive manufacturing.
I think if the Transformers were real, they're in Japan.
They'd be Japanese.
Yeah.
Have you
You-
seen that giant mech they're making?
Uh-uh.
It's basically a transformer. I'm pretty sure they're making a giant robot.
Yeah.
Or they have like
They
exosuits.
they seem like they're the people that are really good at that.
Yeah.
At least the best in the world.
They're smart though.
Yeah.
Why? I wonder why.
Probably their education system.
Yeah.
Maybe more specialized.
I'd say.
You know, they're learning about robotics and electricity while we're learning that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Mhm. Have you
Yeah.
heard how they break up their classes and stuff like that? I'm pretty sure. This could be a lie, but it's true because we're on a podcast.
No fluff here.
But I think essentially is like they take a practical exam and then whatever they score highest in, then they just go, here's what you're going to do. Like you're obviously gifted in this thing. So
And they
it's
just
like-
ship them out from
and
a
they
young
just go,
kid.
here's what you're going to do. Yeah.
Throw
like,
them in a crate.
here are your 10 options. Yeah. Which pick?
Yeah, you're good at these 3 things. Pick one and have a good life. You're doing
Yeah.
that forever.
But it's not like here to where it's like,
How do you,
You
get to be a
graduate high
garbage
school.
man? You know what I mean? Like, I love garbage. I love doing that. You know what I mean?
maybe. I think it's like
don't
it's
have
like
garbage
a whole
cans.
cultural deal. I would imagine, I would at least believe that in their culture, there's some sort of respect to garbage men because they're playing their role in society.
Right.
Who knows?
Are you saying we don't respect garbage men?
I never said that. But do we look down on them? Do some people say, are you going to grow up to be a garbage man? Or do you want to be a...
Maybe there's a little
Whatever.
stigma about it. They probably make a decent living. They got to
They
do
do.
some
Yeah.
They
shit
do.
out in the elements, you know? It's hot, it's cold.
Gotta
They
smell.
don't make a bad living.
The smell's got to be bad though.
Yeah.
What if it's not?
And now it's not bad. Now you might as well be a truck driver because they got those arms anyways. We've abolished the garbage man position,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
basically.
Robots are coming, man, and they're coming hard and fast. You know what I mean?
You're not going to hear them coming, but they'll be in your face coming before you know it.
Personal experience from you too. Shopping at some Japanese websites. I feel like you get some crazy stuff at the Japanese online store.com.
I wonder what the Japanese neighborhood of the internet looks like. Because you know how we're talking about like Scottish Twitter and stuff like that?
Oh, you know what the hentai is?
That's probably a big one
heard.
on there.
Yeah,
Isn't that like animated porn
essentially. Yeah,
with octopuses and stuff?
It's whatever
I've
they
heard
want
it's
it to
pretty
be.
weird.
Liam was like, definitely. No, I've never seen it, but it's
All
weird.
speculation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rumor has it.
Word on the
Or
street.
so I'm told.
Yeah, or so, that picture's so funny. Or so I'm told.
Okay. Culture of Japan. Japanese, Liam, this is kind of your thing. I think you got a little hard on for the culture of Japanese people.
It's interesting. I think it is. I think like
I
the-
said
I
it
think
was
I think the
interesting.
discipline that goes into their culture is pretty sweet. Samurais in general. I mean, I pretty much draw the line at samurais.
And then you don't like the rest of them?
Depends.
I think chefs, Japanese chefs.
That too.
I would love to be a Japanese chef.
I want to be a sous chef.
Yeah. Like the guy second in
What's
command.
that? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's spelled S-O-U-S, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like French or something.
Sous chef.
Sushi.
Let's do one on France, too. That'd be a good episode.
Have you ever watched that movie with Bradley Cooper?
Where he's the
Burnt?
chef.
Yeah.
Burnt. I've seen it on Netflix. I was going to watch it.
It's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've been
You
seeing
guys aren't
so
gonna
much
watch it
stuff.
because I've suggested every movie to you and you never watch them. But I'll
I
tell
have
you
a
it's
list of movies on my phone that I started making.
Fun fact, last night I brought up a movie and someone was like, "Hey, have you seen The Punisher?" So it was a callback to the podcast. Yeah.
good. Have you?
No.
Oh, you
Well,
should.
You're just stop recommending movies. You're just making me cross them off my list. Movies I'll never watch. So thanks, Liam. Burned. The Punisher. What else have you recommended?
Warrior.
Yeah, Warrior.
That's such a good
the
movie.
one.
Thank you.
Is that the UFC one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just UFC.
Okay. I was gonna watch Southpaw the other day.
So good, too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't watch it now.
All right. Give you the notes. I'll head out of here. Japanese cuisine is known for its emphasis on fresh, high quality ingredients and its emphasis on presentation. Some popular Japanese dishes include sushi, ramen, and tempura.
Mm-hmm.
You guys sushi fans?
I'm a
Huge.
big fan of anything Japanese food. I've tried all those and I love them.
Yeah.
A lot of Asian food.
What would ramen. I don't know if I like sushi, but I don't get crazy with sushi. Like I like crab and I like
Like a California roll.
don't really
That's
like-
like the safest roll. You
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's got nothing raw in it.
spicy tuna, spicy crab. There's a couple at like you go to the China Star in Bismarck.
You're going to China Star.
Don't go there for
You can't
sushi.
do that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just giving an example.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. And I go
I
there and
completely
I get
retract my
sushi,
statement.
and it's pretty good. That's where I really get to test my, new flavors. It's almost like a flight of sushi.
At
Where do you
China
guys
Star,
go for? What's your sushi joint?
It's actually all Thai food. It's pretty. I mean, you could get Sakura here, or no, we don't have Sakura anymore.
Sakura here's.
Indy Asia
Yeah.
has some good sushi.
Yeah, but then I
What's
got to
the-
eat
there's
Indy
one-
Asia.
Probably gonna shit later.
Yeah,
Never
I'm not a
fails.
fan of Indy Asia. I think it's their bowls.
Really?
There's what's the other place downtown?
The Thai Hut.
Yeah.
Thai hot. See, that's good.
It's Thai Hut. There's Thai Hut too. Little Blue Elephant. Pretty sure there's another one too.
But is that
Bon Rao.
sushi? Bon Rao.
They have sushi.
I like that.
Bon Rao.
They all talk like that too.
That's how I feel like if I walk into a store and there's a bunch of Asian people that are happy to see me and they just go, Bon Rao.
He's
What is
here.
that-
He's
What
back.
does that mean?
I don't know.
He's here. He's back. That's what it
probably
means.
what it means. Yeah.
Or like when you smack the gong at Hoo Hut, but they say,
Hut?
but instead they go Bon Rao.
Yeah, and then that's the form of torture that Liam suggested.
Just guys just yelling Bon Rao in your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
Yeah, I mean, I like sushi. It's not bad. The art of sushi making. Have you seen people make sushi? It's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
And they got the sticky rice and they're doing this with their thumbs on the little green seaweed, whatever it's called.
Then they got the little sushi rollers. You just put it on that mat and then you
Yep.
just go.
It's just the wooden
Done.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The art of sushi making has a long history in Japan and dates back to at least the 8th century. Originally, sushi was made by fermenting fish with rice, but over time, the dish evolved into the form we know today. The concept of umami. The fifth taste that is often described as savory or meaty was first identified by a Japanese scientist named Kikani Ikeda in 1908. He discovered that the taste was produced by the amino acid glutamate, which is found in many Japanese ingredients like dashi. Every 5 words, there is another Japanese word they're sprinkling in
Yeah.
here.
There's just a list
layering them.
Yeah.
of doors that we have not unlocked right now. You gotta-
It's like those little Japanese Chinese figurines. You pull
The
one out,
Russian
there's another
dolls?
one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're Russian. What was
The
that?
Russian dolls.
A broth made from fish and kelp and soy sauce. That was a lot. I don't know if you guys are following that, but
You lost me completely.
yeah. Ramen. You guys like ramen? Ishi
Love it.
ramen.
Yeah,
another place here.
I watched a documentary on ramen the other while ago. Ramen Heads on Netflix.
Ramen.
Serious?
That's what it is. Yeah, Ramen Heads. It's like the most it's like the top 3 ramen stores in all of Japan.
Is it good? The documentary?
Never had it. Oh, the documentary was good. Yeah, but the documentary it was pretty cool. It went in depth about because they make different types of ramen,
Yeah.
and so it was really cool.
I wonder if there's anything I will ever watch where I'm like, that was shitty, besides the movie Downsizing. Like, yeah, I feel like I can go on Netflix and click something. I'm always like,
You
that was
could
good.
find some interest on it.
Yeah, I'm like, that was good.
Hmm.
Like that? Like, were you going into it thinking, this might be shitty?
I did watch a movie the other
And it was
day.
good?
It was pretty good. Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, you know what? I like having a bowl of ramen. Maybe I'm gonna watch this. And I
Alright.
watched it.
Roden, you were watching a movie the other day?
And it was like from the start, dog shit. I was really hyped up about it. I saw a clip of it on TikTok and went to watch it. And it's called Proximity. It's about aliens coming to Earth. Just the cheesiest acting I've ever seen in my
Those
life.
movies are hard to get right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien movies are tough because it's either straight cheese or it's like really good.
Yeah.
What was that old one with Mel Gibson?
Braveheart.
Passion of the Christ.
Yep. That was it. The Alien movie.
Signs.
It actually.
Is that what it is?
I think it actually was.
Signs. I was terrified of that movie.
With that one alleyway scene where it walks past real slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another
There's
Close
an-
Encounters of like the Fourth Kind or something like that.
There's one where it was like the end of the world. Fuck, what was it? I was scared of that one too.
With Tom Cruise.
Maybe if you throw the name at me, I'll know.
War of the Worlds.
Yes, War of the Worlds. God damn, he's like he's reading my brain.
He's good.
He is good. Get this guy on a game show.
I would love to see Brown on a game show.
I'd love
I
to
want
see
to do a trivia night,
I was
man.
just to say I'd love to see him at a trivia
They
night.
do
It's almost like he
trivia-
read my mind.
Can you
He
run,
knows what I'm thinking. God,
run a
damn.
trivia night in your living room one time?
We could do that.
That'd be a
They-
blast.
they do trivia nights at Atypical Brewery.
Yeah, we gotta play Quiplash.
We could
again.
go there and house that probably with you on the team and me watching.
and me watching
I
him
think we'd
cheering
do
you
pretty
on.
good. Yeah.
I'll be thinking
think
all the answers.
collectively-
You pull them out.
Collectively, I think the three of us, and Nathan, if there's a fourth, we'll bring you too.
We'll see.
You got to behave though.
You can't have your iPad though, so I don't know how
Yeah.
you're gonna get the information.
We'd like to be team 3 dudes with 4 guys. But we should go try it out. Collectively, I think the three of us, with our knowledge combined, we could probably be smarter than the smartest person on the planet.
You think so?
Yeah, all 3 of our brains put together.
I'd say if not more. Yeah.
Did the smartest
On a-
person on the
on a
planet
different
come
one.
up with Moonseum?
No.
No, we did.
Yeah, it's true.
And the Bunsen burgers.
Bingo.
You don't see
You know
ideas like this
You're right.
every day.
No.
These things aren't just flying around like the common house bird.
But in our minds, they are.
Exactly. So when you put all 3 of us together, you get like super soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We've all drank the same serum.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're on to
Gargled
something
it, maybe.
Liam,
here. Maybe not that much.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Liam's doing a little bit too much with it, but someone's gotta.
Hey.
Wasabi,
Oh, yeah.
a pungent green condiment. Pungent, that's a great word. Pungent, I feel like is a smelly thing.
It is.
Pungent goes really well with serum.
Is that what it's?
Pungent, yeah. So pungent is, I always fuck these up because pungent is smell and potent is taste.
Yeah.
I think,
I want to.
Nathan, look this up. I thought potent was smell.
Pungent. It might be. I just want to call people pungent as an insult.
I don't gotta look up potent. Potent just means like strong.
Yeah.
Like if you put too much lemonade, like that powder stuff in the
Look up
glass to
pungent.
be potent.
Look up pungent then.
Pungent
PUNG.
is a smell, a strong odor.
We're just taking his word.
I guess.
I'll look it up.
Fucking Webster's Dictionary over there.
Marry him in the flesh. We believe you. We just want confirmation for the
I'm not
audience.
saying I doubt you.
we believe you. We don't know if our audience.
It would.
does.
I would prefer it to be verbatim to Google.
So you guys can say whatever you want on the podcast, but when you ask me something, I have to say the truth. I can't just
yeah,
give you
because
shit out of
you
my
are
ass.
our fucking fact checker.
You are the truth man.
Okay, well, pungent is having a sharply strong taste or smell.
Taste or smell. So it's either.
What was your other one? Potent?
Potent just means strong. You don't need to look that one up.
Having great power,
yeah.
Great power.
influence, or effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man
Duh.
was potent.
So going back to what I'm saying, if there's a
With great
stinky guy,
potency.
Exactly.
if there's a stinky guy somewhere, say, holy fuck, that guy's
That's
pungent.
That's a pungent fella.
Can you imagine calling someone pungent? That cuts deep.
That hurts.
Does.
Are you rocking with wasabi?
I've never had it.
Really?
I feel like it's hot.
It's not.
It's
not that bad.
And I
If
don't
you
even-
have too much of it, it's the one where it'll get you and like your eyes will water and
And
your nose will clear up.
I'm fine with hot stuff, so I don't know why.
You
I'm
like
worried about that.
horseradish? Have you ever had horseradish?
I've had that. I don't really
Wasabi is very similar to that.
like that. That's not a good selling point.
Should've
Hey,
told
well,
him.
no,
I think horseradish. I can't
Ooh.
say it.
it's fine. Keep going.
Come on.
I think that stuff tastes worse just because of its name. I think if it had a different name, if it was on the same lexicon as
If
like a
you
ranch,
just saw it,
Pig radish.
no, if you just
That's
saw like a
almost-
scoop of
it's
it,
almost worse.
a scoop of it just out, what would you want to call
Sitting
it?
on the counter.
Yeah. Like
Probably
there was
syrup.
nothing. What would you call it?
Well, it's hard.
Come
on
up with
that.
a name.
I'm just gonna have to make up words. now.
Exactly.
We're asking you to make a new word.
Queer. I don't know. 5 letters. I just picked them.
I wanted to call it clavesh. That's what came into my head right away.
Pretty good.
You know what I would say?
Goosh. Goosh. See, goosh looks like it is a little gooshy.
It is goosh.
Too much goosh.
Horseradish.
But man, you could get awfully close to a gooch. And then you're
Well, you said
Those are-
queer, and that's getting really close to some other lines.
Yeah.
clavash.
Clavesh.
That's like
Clavish. What did you say?
cleavage and
Clavesh?
clevis. Clavash.
Clevis.
Clevis, what is that again? That's a shackle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably, no offense to you, Liam, but I'd go with Broden's. Like that's the most one.
Really?
That's the one you
don't
could
like
sell the
Goosh?
most.
We're not trying to sell it.
No, but I'm saying if I'm putting it on a grocery store shelf.
Okay, if that's what
You got to
then
give it a
yeah.
name.
But if
Yeah.
you see something on the counter, you're like,
That's
that
the
looks
face
like,
I'd make too.
that looks like goosh.
What is-
Yeah.
Wait, that's the word that comes to your head. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I think about like that, where it's like, if I had to name this and I was the
Yeah.
first person seeing it, I'd think about, you know what I mean?
From now on, dude, every time we go to a steakhouse or anywhere and ask them straight face, do you guys have goosh? And they're going to look at you and be like, what? And you're going to
You know,
Horseradish?
You don't refer to its street name?
a different name every time. And then finally the
You
straw.
guys don't have any queer?
Yeah, you don't have any- are you kidding? And then he's like, what are you talking about?
Oh, God.
Horseradish.
Clavesh seems like a Jewish man in the back that would be making the food, though.
That's why I call it that.
Let me go talk to Clavesh. He'll know what's up.
Oh,
he's making
God.
his stuff.
Yeah.
He's serum.
That would be so awesome.
He's back there mixing a batch.
Serum.
How
Some Jewish spicy serum.
that would be so hard to keep a straight face if I was a waitress or a waiter.
You went through that order. Okay, dude.
You just have to go
Next weekend we're going to fucking Longhorn and we're doing this.
We're gonna come up with names for everything, like
I'll take the 12-ounce Guando. Huh? Guando.
yeah.
Oh God. All right.
What's up?
Wasabi.
You guys ever went to a restaurant and played the Small game?
Small? No.
Yeah, SMOL.
Thank you for spelling it for me.
Like you go to a drive.
Now I know.
You go to a driver somewhere and like they'll be like, "Oh, hey, welcome to Burger King. What can I get you?" And like, "Oh, hey, can I get a small?" And like,
Yeah.
because it's like it sounds like it could be a lot of things, but it's not. So they'll be like a small. Be like, yeah,
Oh.
small, and just
Yeah.
go with whatever they say.
And they just rock and roll.
You
Liam
just
and
don't
I-
actually put in a food order. You just say
You get
small.
up there and they hand you like
Oh,
an
man.
actual small. You're learning what a small is.
Yeah.
It's like a really small mole. The animal.
The mole.
oh,
Small mole. And then
Like,
it's
what-
just
what's the
small, so
other-
it's like a
Small
little
mole. It's a
cage.
vole.
a vole.
VOLE.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
What else do they call those things? Moles. There's another name for them.
Groundhogs?
No.
Like the ones in your skin or like the animal?
Yeah. The animal.
I
There's a
don't know.
different
Fairy
name for them. No, those are all different animals. We'll get back to it.
Yard lurkers. Yard lurkers.
Guard lurkers.
Oh,
Yard?
Yard lurkers.
Yeah.
I thought you said guard. I thought we were still making up names. Are we?
No.
I'm so
That's
lost.
what they're called.
I love making up names for stuff, don't you guys?
I'm a fan now.
Can't wait to do it with my child. It's gonna
Oh,
get
they're
some
gonna be.
I'm naming my kid
they're not gonna
Clavash
learn- They're not going to learn
for sure.
anything normal.
Clavash Bennett.
Is that with a C or a G?
It's
With a C.
I
C,
actually was
Clavash.
K when I
Oh,
thought
really?
of it. It was KLAVESH.
I thought it was
No, I'll name him
Clavash.
Clavash. We'll call him Clav. And then yeah, because Quare was with a K too.
Oh.
KWARE.
Nice. I was picturing QUAIR,
Ooh, that's that's better.
It's edgy.
Almost seems
like quail, but
quail.
you know.
What
Quail
is
eggs.
this drive-through story?
Oh, back in high school when we would go through drive-thrus and just do
Ruin people's nights?
Yeah, do
Yeah.
bad things to workers.
Man.
We wouldn't shoot them or nothing. It was just messing with them.
Oh, me and Melby, we went through the Taco John's drive-through, I think 4 or 5 times. And we'd pull up to the window, and it's back when they're selling their like ghost pepper wings or tacos
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. And we'd roll down the window and go, "Hey, are those ghost peppers? Are those the real deal?" And they were like, yeah, I think they're pretty hot." And we're like, "Nah, never mind. You have a good night." And we'd leave, pull around the drive-through again immediately. And
Same thing.
same thing. "Hello, welcome to Taco John's. How can I take your order?" "Hey, are those ghost peppers? Are those like the real deal?" And they're like, "Did you just drive through here?" We're like, "No."
Now what do you mean?
Left, drove through again. Did the same thing, and they're
There
like,
was-
listen, we're going to call the cops if you keep doing this.
Yeah, there was one time I think where somebody said, "1 moment, please," and it was like 15 minutes until he was like, "Okay, I'm ready to order," and sat there in complete silence for like 15 or 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that would piss me off if I was the guy behind though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would. We didn't care. We were 17, 16, whatever.
See that red dot on your chest?
Place an
My
order,
guy
please.
over there. All right. Japanese cuisine features a wide variety of fermented foods, including, if you tell me my food's fermented, I'm probably not going to want to eat it as much, including miso, a fermented soybean paste, soy sauce, sake, fermented rice wine, and pickled vegetables. Fermented foods are valued for their complex flavors and health benefits and are an important part of traditional Japanese cuisine. So I suppose cucumbers, when you ferment them, it's a pickle.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
You
not that
didn't
scared
know
of
that?
fermentation then. I didn't
That's
know
how
that's
wine
the
is made.
word.
Yeah.
I didn't know like if I'm
Pickling.
fermenting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like fermenting also feels like you haven't showered in a while.
Yeah. Or maybe that's what they do to a body. Like I think if embalming didn't come up, they fermented the
You
body.
throw them in a fermenter.
Yeah.
In the fermenting machine.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't know. If
Would
that's
it be a
what actually
fermenter?
is.
I think the person using the fermenting machine
Maybe
would
a
be the fermenter.
fermentator.
The
Oh,
Fermentator 5000
Yeah.
The fermentator, yeah. That's a good job role position.
fermentates faster than 5 previous fermentators.
Yep. It's the
Fermentator
5th
5000.
edition.
Also, this is the
5,000.
thing.
The first one was 1,000.
Yeah. Good, the lineage you explained to me there. All right. We are at
We're at a little while here
Yeah.
for Japan. We're
so
at like
we
an
got
hour or
and
something.
we still got,
We got
half of
lots.
the notes left. So should we do a part 2 on this
Yeah,
one?
we'll do a part 2.
We'll keep it in the bank. I
Yeah.
think it won't be next week. But yeah, we'll just
No.
maybe keep Japan in the bank.
Run with it some other times.
Or do we run part 2 next week? We could do that too.
I think we could figure it out.
I say
Yeah.
we run them back to back. Why not?
Okay.
Let the people pick up where we left off.
Okay.
We get week after.
All right.
All right, so that's Japan part 1, guys. Got a lot still to cover because I know we were going to talk about some other cultural stuff. We got some video games, talk about Japan made anime, all that fun stuff. So,
Ooh.
that is that's right up your guys'
Used to
right
dabble
up your
in.
alley, huh?
Right
Yeah.
up our goosh.
Oh man.
That's episode guys 42. Again, check out the merch. We're gonna get some merch designs rocking and rolling on there. We'll get the Moonseum. And keep throwing in those episode suggestions, and we'll add those to the list because we got 3 this week, and we're gonna add those in, get those done here in the next month and a half. Other than that, follow us on all the things. Leave the comments on YouTube, and if you're not watching the show, make sure you start watching the show. It's way better. You can see the faces we make and the actions because there's a lot of hand stuff. You explained
Demonstrations.
the peacock feather. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to hear that without seeing Liam air finger that ghost.
Yeah.
So
Or like halfway through the episode when I looked over and Bo and I just did this
yeah.
for no apparent reason at all.
And then I checked out for like 3 minutes after
Yeah.
that. I was like, is he mad? What did I do?
Or when he whispered it's Japan and Island and
Yeah.
tried to sneakily get that in there.
it is.
But yeah, watch the show if you haven't. If you don't watch the show, you're a loser. I'm just kidding.
Merch is in the bio.
Merch
link
is in the bio.
And we said bio, but it's description. But all right.
Merch is in-
merch is in the description.
You can find our merch.
All right. Episode 42. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.